So when we arrived here, we didn't expect a war to happen. We knew that there was one going on down in Gaza, but that was okay. We're not going to be anywhere near that. We will still have access to the rest of the country, and everything else was going to be fine. And then a surprise attack happened about a week and a half after we were here. Yeah, surprise. Surprise. It surprised us. I've had people go, "Why did you go when that was happening?" Because it wasn't, and nobody knew it would. But lo and behold, we got to see a different side of what life in Israel is like. A side that many people here get to deal with on a regular basis. Um, and it has been an experience. We are coming out of it now. Thankfully, we're hoping it doesn't flare up and get worse. We want it to keep getting better. But I did shoot a few vlogs as the alarms were going off and the noise. And so I wanted to share just a few clips. What's it like during an air raid when you've got missiles coming and you don't know what's happening? This is our reactions, my reactions, and what we were doing and how we handled several of them.
Well, it is 3:55, almost 4 a.m. We have been up for almost an hour now. Right exactly at 3 a.m., the air raid sirens went off. Usually you get an alert on your phone, no alert on the phone, no news updates or anything. So we're kind of wondering what was going on. Got a weird message about extreme emergency update. It turns out that Israel has launched attacks on Iran, preemptive strikes against their nuclear facilities to make sure Iran does not develop a nuclear weapon. Iran was supposedly days away. The negotiations weren't doing anything, just drawing it out. And Israel was determined that Iran was not going to have nukes. So, boom. Iran had already made clear that if Israel attacked them, that their attack was, they were ready to launch a big attack, thus the alarms. Airspace is closed in Israel, and large gatherings prohibited, no schools. So we were supposed to leave for Galilee early this morning. That we canceled that yesterday because we had rumors and rumblings that something may be coming down the pipe, and we wouldn't be leaving anyways now. Thankfully, we have food. Our apartment, if you've seen the video, doubles as a bomb shelter. It's got hugely thick concrete walls, so we're safe. Our friends are upstairs. I think they went back to bed, but they will very likely be down here with us for a bit, so we will have company. Right now, we're kind of waiting to get some more information about the airstrikes, how effective they were, what happened there, and then what's going to happen next. But yeah, fun wake up call. We're Old City Jerusalem, so honestly, we should be safer than much of the rest of the country because nobody wants to touch the Old City. At least they shouldn't. But we will see what happens. It's going to be very interesting the next 24 hours and maybe longer. Woohoo!
So we are now about 7.5 hours after that initial 3 a.m. wake up call. Uh, Looks like Israel made a pretty large scale attack in several rounds. Report is that there are 100 drones that have been launched towards us. May or may not reach us. We're waiting to see if they all get intercepted. It's almost kind of a pause in between and kind of a scurrying around. Okay, let's make sure we've got our stuff ready to go if we have to go in a hurry. So we've got small bags, backpack that we're preparing so that if we have to hop out the door in a mad dash, we can grab the bag and go. Uh, and then trying to keep up on stuff. Had our friends from upstairs come over, and they were kind of laughing. And it was like, "Wow, it's George's command center," because I'm sitting here with two computers. Well, one computer and then a second screen on it, and then the TV is over here streaming news and So we have been prepping and trying to make sure we've got everything ready in case we have to leave. We're hopeful we don't have to. We would really prefer not to, but it is kind of a pause. They are saying that once this starts, we could be looking at a few hours once we hear the air raid sirens go off, and then it's just playing the waiting game. So we've got a couple board games, we've got books. We may lose power. We may or may not have internet. We will see what happens. But we're getting prepared. Fun stuff. It honestly, there's a lot of this for me that. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to thump the microphone. But there's a lot of this for me that really it's kind of the same prep in some ways as if you were going to have a tornado or an earthquake, except you don't have the to-go bags. Other than that, yeah, hunkering down for a few hours if need be, and just waiting things out. And okay, that's what we did with hurricanes. That's what we did with tornadoes. So this really feels, for me, a lot like that at this point. We will see what it's like for me later if we actually do have stuff come close and get through or not. So, but for now, we're doing good. No problems. We Hey, we wanted excitement here, but not this kind of excitement. So we're having a good time. Sirens have gone off. We've heard a couple pretty good rumbles of the anti-missile batteries firing. So you'll hear people talking in the background because they're making phone calls and other connections and looking up stuff. But yeah, we're looking at a long night more than likely because this is going to be when Iran launches their big counterattack. We have no idea how big, how long, what to expect. It's 9:20 local time. I figure we'll be here a while. Don't know if you can hear it. Sirens going off and those booms. There's a nice little rumble. Yeah, that's our anti-missile fire. Round 3. We're going to be fine. But, woo, and it's only 9:45. So it'll be a little while. I'm still playing games. But just trying to see if you can hear all the noise. There's another thump. That one sounded like a hit. Woohoo! Round 3. We got about an hour of sleep, some of us. Not everybody, but some. And you can hear, that's the phone apps, but you can hear the sirens outside again, so. One more. At least we had time for a little sleep. I'm getting a dirty look from those who didn't.
Can you imagine how strong that would be upstairs?
It's rumbling here. So, as you might have guessed, it was a little bit of a long night. We had 3 waves, 4 waves, the last of which was around 2 in the morning or so. We had a pause, so we had like 2 or 3 pretty quick, and then we had a later wave. So between them, our friends had gone back to their place, and then we had started to rest some, and then all of a sudden, here comes the alerts and the sirens again. Okay, here we go. And that was that last segment that you saw. So it did make for a long night. There was not as much of a reprisal as we were kind of expecting. And I mean, you could hear the rocket launchers going as they were shooting up the interceptors to knock out the missiles coming in. We heard a couple good booms, like a couple things got hit. But as far as we know, nothing hit in Jerusalem. And we should actually be one of the safer areas. Should be. Stuff happens in warfare, but this wasn't terribly unexpected. We didn't know it was going to happen. We had no idea. We'd hoped it wouldn't. But with this area and everything that's been going on, I mean, there's always a chance. So we're going to wait and see what comes up tonight. Uh, Israel is saying that this is going to be several days or longer because they want to make sure that there is no nuclear threat. That's what Israel is saying. So in the meantime, airport is closed. The interesting thing, we appreciate everybody that has been contacting and following Facebook and other spots to know that we're okay. We've had a few people that are terribly worried and scared. You have to get out now. Um, even if we wanted to, which we don't, because we're in one of the safest areas we could be, the airport's closed, and it will be closed until this is done. So there is no getting out. Not only that, you can't just suddenly decide, hey, I'm going to immediately hop on a plane and go, because there's only a handful of airlines that have been flying in. There's no empty seats. So you can't just go, hey, we're leaving Israel now. Doesn't work like that. But we're in a nice, safe place and generally comfortable, cozy. Cozy meaning close, but we're good. We're comfortable. We're satisfied. We're safe, and we plan on being safe. We had initially planned on going up to Galilee and showing all sorts of stuff there, and we canceled that because we had heard the possibility that this may end up happening. So we said, yeah, you know what? Let's just put that on hold. And literally, the night that we decided to do that, everything broke loose. So that's where we are. That's kind of a little look at what it's like to be here during the attacks. Fun stuff. I, in all honesty, it really for me is very similar to a hurricane or tornado. You're camped out for a little while, stuff may be happening. The chances of it necessarily hitting you in a bad way is, small. It's there though, so you take precautions and be careful. And that's what we're doing. So now we got to figure out what to do because all the stores are closed except for the grocery stores. Everything non-essential is closed. So we may go to a grocery store. We may walk around the streets a little. Not supposed to stray too far from home and shelter. So don't know what else we'll do. But
So this is night 3 of this. Things are going well, hoping it slows down. Our friends are working on getting down here. They'll be here in a minute. And just wanted to see if I could catch the sound of the sirens for you. Here's the sirens. I don't know if that was them. Send them a message. Ask if they're okay.
Are you guys okay? Question mark.
That sounded more like somebody fell.
She's writing me.
Okay. Anyways, there's our sirens. We're waiting for them to come.
Lord have mercy.
That's a launch.
I won't be coming down this time, sorry.
Okay, shut the door.
I gotta get my shoes on.
Okay. Well, this will be different then. Hopefully. And we haven't had anything near us anyway, so hopefully we don't this time either. Yay. Now we wait 10 minutes and see if we hear noise from our defensive launchers.
They must have been sleeping and resting and didn't want to
Yeah.
come down. Yes, we know they're okay, so.
Okay, that rumble's a missile launching towards the others. Maybe they just want to see how loud it would be up there.
I got a feeling maybe also thinking about that they were in a meeting with someone because they didn't respond to
Yeah. Yeah. Another big thing is we don't want to hear another big boom. Rumbles are okay.
Someone's just talking outside. Like in that courtyard behind us. They might be in the tunnel.
Yeah, let them talk. Normally I would be checking news and stuff, but my computer's busy rendering one video and uploading another. There's another launch. I feel like they may have been asleep and one of them fell down, waking up.
So that's a little look at how we dealt with some of what was going on. I didn't publish it during because I didn't want to take advantage of all that, but I did want to share this is what life is like in Israel. Many of the homes have bomb shelters, or they're required to either have one accessible or nearby. New buildings, as they're built, are all built with them because it is a constant threat here. It's something that they have to deal with all the time, unfortunately, and nobody here likes that, but they get very used to it, which is kind of sad when you think about it. They do work on making them accessible. So our whole big goal here when this was going on was to be safe. This is nothing new. Our first trip here back in 2018 on our tour, the tour guide, when we stopped at various places, would tell us, if there's something that happens, there's the bomb shelter. There was no war going on. There was no fighting going on at the time, but it was still constant. Hey, by the way, if we need it, there's the shelter. At our hotel, there's the shelter. And just constantly being made aware that here in Israel, stuff happens. Stuff happens. Keep safe. You be aware. And that's what we're doing. We are keeping safe. We're being aware. We know where our safe spots are. If we do go out, we watch where the safe spots are and where to go. And it's just something that you're always aware of. Something that in the States we don't have to be aware of. It doesn't make it dangerous per se. In fact, I'm more likely to get hit by a tornado at my home than I am by a missile here. But it's a kind of a similar feeling. So you're careful where you go. Anyways, I hope you found this interesting. It definitely a different look at life compared to what many of us are used to, but it is something that just kind of comes with the territory here. You are aware of it, you take precautions, you follow procedures, and you're pretty much guaranteed to be safe. The chances of something actually coming close are not very big unless you are not very aware and you're going places you shouldn't be. So, Israel, spatial awareness, situational awareness, watch what's going on, watch what's happening, and keep abreast of events. So, hope you found this interesting, a little different look at life here in Israel, and something, again, most of us don't deal with, but they do here. Let me know your feedback. I'd love to hear. If you got questions, please throw them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so incredibly much for tuning in, and I hope this has been informative. God bless.